Many Canadians are preparing to celebrate Easter during the coming long weekend. The main message of that festival is renewal, a fresh start, so to speak. And that's what our final story is about tonight. It's about a single mother who has turned her life around, and in doing so is motivating other women to do the same. In tonight's biography, Dave Rinn profiles Lisa Taylor and her new lease on life.
It was very good. How was yours?
Meet Lisa Taylor and her son Benjamin. She is a single mom with a mission, and it's called Mission Accomplished.
So you're going on to this one now? Yeah. Good.
Not long ago, she was living on welfare with nowhere to go and no way to get there.
Emotionally and financially, rock bottom.
Now she's franchising her own business, helping others help themselves.
I had never thought I was a creative person. And all of a sudden I discovered this way that I could express myself creatively through the way I put words on paper.
She developed a unique 3-month training program targeting women who want back into the workplace. They learn word processing, but more importantly, they are motivated.
Harley-Davidson is the only motorcycle maker left in America today.
Her students spend an hour each day watching the same motivational videos as their future bosses. Lisa attended one of those seminars on how to buy a house with little or nothing down.
One of the things he said, and it was actually the turning point in my life, was he said, you must have a job, if only as a front for a credit rating.
She was better off financially on welfare, but she went back to work. And 5 months later, she owned her first home.
It takes knowledge. Nothing is handed to you.
Lisa now spends much of her time laying the groundwork for an expanding business.
For some people, Canada Employment will pay for their tuition.
This was an important day.
Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Larry.
She's having lunch with an employment counselor to see if the government will start referring students. The answer is yes.
At least 80 to 100% of the students coming out of Mission Accomplished are successfully getting employment. That's what it really comes down to, doesn't it?
Her own mission accomplished, she's back working with her students. Another successful day.
She makes you believe in dreams. Because for her, it was a long ways from where she was to where she is now.
She was an inspiration. She really helped me out a lot. I don't know where I would be without her.
Lisa's the first to admit she didn't have a clear set of goals in her life, but she does now. One of them is to write a motivational book based on her life story, called Making Mountains into Molehills, dedicated to her students.
I have a lot of fun with their successes. It's mine. Yeah, I feel like it's mine.
Dave Rinn, CTV News, Mission, BC.
And that's the kind of day it's been on this April 13th.
Entrepreneurs talk a lot about the drive and determination that keep them going, no matter what hits them. Well, it turns out that drive and determination can show up in all sorts of places, as you'll see in Ray Hull's story.
Lisa Taylor knows just how far a dollar will stretch. It's one of the lessons she learned as a single mother. Today, the lesson's the same, only the scale has grown bigger.
Yeah, after school. It doesn't matter what level of the game you're playing. It's not any more stressful to be broke by $2,000 than it is to be broke by $2.
Taylor owns Mission Accomplished here in Mission, BC. It's a computer training program that covers everything from word processing to desktop publishing.
How are you going to type? Letter by letter and with rhythm.
Her financial background is unusual in business. 8 years ago, it amounted to a monthly welfare check of about $600.
My rent was about $400 a month. It's really scrimping and getting by.
Taylor says she was stuck on social assistance because she couldn't find work that paid well enough to cover the extra costs of going to work. She might still be there, but for the day she wandered into a free real estate seminar.
He said the thing that was life-changing for me. You must have a job, if only as a front for a credit rating. And I could not buy a house without a credit rating.
2 days later, Taylor had an office job and access to credit. She already knew how to scrimp and save. 6 months later, she put 10% down on a triplex.
I used credit cards. I was able to use first month's rent from my tenants and their damaged deposits. And scrimping. I didn't grocery shop for a month or 6 weeks before I actually took possession of it. We actually cleaned out the cupboards.
That was in 1985. Her timing was good because 3 years later she sold this triplex for a profit of about $20,000. Still holding down a job, she bought 2 more houses, using the same rule of putting little or nothing down. In 1990, Taylor sold both these houses for a profit of about $40,000 each. All that gave Lisa Taylor the nerve to open her own business 2 years ago. She took the computer skills she learned while on the job and parlayed them into mission accomplished. And she used the business skills she'd learned, like using other people's money and how to keep her risks to a minimum. Right down to these computers that were purchased with no money down on a rent-to-own plan.
If at any point mission accomplished couldn't continue, I could just give them back. I didn't owe anybody any money.
Without a big debt load, the training center began turning a profit almost immediately. Taylor's strategy? To offer a course that stood out from the crowd. Her office jobs had shown her most courses didn't train you well enough to hook the better-paying positions.
An excellent knowledge of WordPerfect. We have 200 hours of WordPerfect training. Most WordPerfect courses you'll find are like 15 hours. That's 2 days on the job, 2 7.5-hour days. You can't be a waitress for 2 days and be a good, experienced waitress.
Go the extra mile and do the extras because they...
Most of her students are women re-entering the workforce or changing careers, and Taylor pushes them to build up their motivation as much as their words per minute. Every morning, they listen to the same high-powered pep talks that inspired her.
They really get excited about doing even better.
Even during the recession, Taylor has toughed it out and then some. She recently sold 1 franchise and is currently negotiating another.
We can present to the prospective franchisee on Monday.
If her life of late has acquired a storybook ring to it, Taylor isn't knocking it.
One of my role models is Scarlett O'Hara. And she stands out there and she clenches her fists and she says, "I'll never be hungry again." She's dead on the money.
Wish the tiger was here.
I fully appreciate what I have. And it's much better having it than not having it.
For Venture, I'm Ray Hull.